frequency, it is 796 into inductor, it is 0.02. So your answer is 100 ohm. Now voltage across the inductor and capacitor. As we know, at the time of resonance, voltage across inductor is exactly equal to the voltage across capacitor. So VL is equal to VC. So VL is equal to I into XL. Value of current is 300 milliampere and value of XL is 100 ohm. So your voltage across inductor is equal to 30 volts. Same voltage is available across capacitor. So VC is equal to 30 volts. Now quality factor. The quality factor Q is equal to XL divided by R. Value of XL is 100. Value of R is 30. So your quality factor is 3.33. Now bandwidth. Equation of bandwidth is resonant frequency divided by Q factor. Value of FR is known, it is 796. Value of Q is also known, it is 3.33. So BW is equal to 796 divided by 3.33. So your answer is 238 Hertz. Now upper and lower cutoff frequencies. So the upper and lower at minus 3 dB frequency points are FH and FL. So first of all we are finding the lower cutoff frequency FL, which is equal to FR minus 1 by 2 BW. FR is our resonant frequency and it is 796. So it is 796 minus 1 by 2, 238. 238 is our bandwidth. So your answer is 6677 Hertz. Now we are finding the upper cutoff frequency FH. FH is equal to again FR plus 1 by 2 BW. FR is our resonant frequency, it is 796 plus 1 by 2. Our bandwidth is 238. So it is 796 plus 1 by 2 into 238. Your answer is 915 Hertz. So our lower cutoff frequency is 677 Hertz and our upper cutoff frequency is 915 Hertz. Now this is the current waveform according to our calculation. In x-axis there is a frequency and y-axis current is there. As we are calculated, this is FR, this is FL and this is FH. This is the point of minus 3 dB first and second, and this is the point at which you are having a maximum current I max. So this is I max. According to calculation, our I max is 300 milliampere. So here it is 300 milliampere. Now at this particular point your current is 212 milliampere. So here it is 212 milliampere. This is our FL, this is our FH. Our FL is 677 Hertz and FH is 915 Hertz. This is our resonant frequency FR, which is equal to 796 Hertz. So this is FR, FL, FH, maximum current and current at the point of 0.707 of Imax at minus 3 dB. So this is the current waveform according to our calculation. Now one more example is there. A series circuit consists of a resistance of 4 ohm, an inductor of 500 millihenry and a variable capacitance connected across a 100 volt 50 Hz supply. Calculate the capacitance required to give series resonance and the voltage generated across both the inductor and the capacitor. So first of all we have to find the inductive reactance XL. So XL is equal to 2 pi FL, frequency is 50 Hz, value of L is given. So it is 2 pi into 50 into 0.5. So your answer is 157.1 ohm. Now at the time of resonance, XL is equal to XC. So your XC is equal to 157.1 ohm. Now we have find the value of capacitor. So as we know, XC is equal to 1 upon 2 pi f C. So C is equal to 1 upon 2 pi f XC. So it is equal to 1 upon 2 pi into 50 into 157.1. So your answer for a capacitor is 20.3 microfarad. Now current IS is equal to V divided by R. V is 100 volt and resistance is 4 ohm. So it is 100 divided by 4. So your answer is 25 amperes. At the time of resonance, VL is equal to VC. Voltage across inductor is exactly equal to the voltage across capacitor. So VL is equal to I into XL. Current is equal to 25 ampere. XL is equal to 157.1. So I into XL is equal to 25 into 157.1. So your answer is 3927.5 volts. This is our VL, and same way VC is equal to 3927.5 volts, because at resonance VL is equal to VC. Now summary of series resonance. Net reactance of the circuit is 0 because XL is equal to XC. So as we know, equation for impedance Z is equal to under root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Now if XL is equal to XC, then XL minus XC is equal to 0. So net reactance of the circuit is 0 at the time of resonance. So impedance of the circuit is minimum, because Z is equal to under root of R square plus XL minus XC square. So XL minus XC is equal to 0. So Z is equal to under root of R square. So Z is equal to R. So impedance of the circuit is minimum due to cancellation of reactive part. Since Z is minimum, I will be maximum, because the equation for a current is V is equal to I into Z, or I is equal to V divided by Z. If Z is minimum, because Z is inversely proportional to the current, so Z is minimum, then obviously your current of the circuit is maximum. Since I is maximum, the power dissipated would be maximum, because power is equal to I square into R or I square into Z, means power is directly proportional to the square of the current. So if current is maximum, your power for the circuit is maximum. Since VL is equal to VC, V is equal to VR. The supply voltage is in phase with the supply current I. As we discussed in last session, that at the time of resonance, your inductive voltage is equal to capacitive voltage. It is like this. Suppose this is our reference axis. VR. As we know, voltage across resistance is exactly in phase with the current, means phase difference between voltage and current in resistive circuit is 0. So VR is our reference axis. Now suppose this is our VL and this is our VC. Now at the time of resonance, VL is equal to VC, then both the vectors are cancel out the effect of each other. Then the net voltage is equal to VR, because these two are cancel out. So VL minus VC is equal to 0. So your net voltage is equal to VR, and VR is always in phase with current. So the phase difference for a supply voltage is 0, because at the time of resonance VL and VC both are cancel out. So VL is equal to VC, then V is equal to VR. The supply voltage is in phase with the supply current I, because the phase difference between voltage and current in the resistive circuit is always 0. Hence the power factor angle is 0, because phase difference between voltage and current is 0, so the power factor angle obviously it is 0. So the circuit power factor is cos 0 is equal to 1, means unity power factor. So at the time of resonance your phase angle between voltage and current is 0 and your power factor is unity. So this is a series resonance circuit. Now we are discuss about parallel AC circuit. The parallel RLC circuit is the exact opposite to the series circuit. This time, instead of the current being common to the circuit components, the applied voltage is now common to all. So we need to find the individual branch current through each element. In series circuit, we are finding the voltage across each element. But when we are consider about the parallel circuit, the voltage across each element is same, but the current passing through each element is different. So when you are analyze the parallel circuit, you have to concentrate on the current passing through each element. So you have to analyze the current criteria. While you are considering the series circuit, you have to analyze the voltage criteria. So this is the basic difference between series and parallel circuit. In series circuit, current passing through the circuit is always same, but when you are consider the parallel circuit, voltage across the circuit is same. So this is the diagram for a parallel AC circuit. As shown in figure, resistance, inductor and capacitor are connected in parallel and one supply voltage Vs is connected across all the three elements. So the voltage across resistance, voltage across inductor and voltage across capacitor are Vs. So the voltage across each element is constant because this is a parallel circuit. But while you are consider about the current, then as shown in the diagram, this is Is. Is is the supply current which is supplied by the voltage source. Now this current is divided into three parts. Here it is IR, here it is IL and here it is IC. IR is the current passing through the resistance only. IL is the current which is passes through the inductor only, and IC is the current which is passes through the capacitor only. So when you are consider the parallel circuit, the current passing through each element is different. Here it is IR, here it is IL and here it is IC, and total current is Is. Now as we know, voltage and current are the phasor quantity. So if you have to make the addition of these three, then it is not a algebraic addition, it is a vector addition. So if you have to find the total supply current Is, then it is equal to vector addition of IR plus IL plus IC. If you are make a algebraic addition IR plus IL plus IC, then it will give you a wrong answer. So always consider the vector addition for a currents, because it is a phasor quantity, not a scalar quantity. If it is scalar quantity, you make a algebraic sum, but it is a phasor quantity, means it has some magnitude and phase angle, so you have to consider a vector addition. Now in the above parallel RLC circuit, we can see that the supply voltage Vs is common to all three components, while the supply current Is consists of three parts, which is IR, IL and IC. Current passing through resistance, current passing through inductor and current passing through the capacitor. The total current drawn from the supply will not be the mathematical sum of the three individual branch current, but their vector sum. As I discussed that if you are make the mathematical sum, then you are neglect the phase angle of the current, which is not desirable because our current is a phasor quantity and the phase angle of current is depends upon the circuit element, resistance, inductor and capacitor. So when you are find the addition of current, you have to consider the effect of phase angle also. So you have to make a vector addition instead of algebraic addition. Now we can solve this circuit using the phasor or vector method, but this time the vector diagram will have the voltage as its reference with the three current vectors plotted with respect to the voltage. Now in series circuit, when you are draw the vector diagram, we are kept current as a reference quantity and voltage VL, VC are drawn according to the circuit elements. Now when you are analyze the parallel circuit, you have to consider a voltage as a reference quantity and current are drawn according to the circuit element. So first of all, draw a vector which is a reference vector which is voltage in parallel circuit, and then draw IR, IL and IC accordingly like this. This is our reference axis. AC ની ઇફેક્ટ નથી થતી. Okay, this is our reference axis. We are consider our reference axis as a voltage, and in resistive circuit voltage and current both are in phase. So if you are represent a current passing through the resistance IR, then it is always in phase with the voltage. In inductive circuit, what happen? Your current is lagging behind the voltage. So this is our voltage axis. So your IL is